Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Here to present briefly about University of Engineering and Management, UEM Jaipur. And as you can see, this screen shows about the different global ratings that we have, like US, about the Times Higher Education ranking. We are ranked the topmost university of Jaipur, and also to the QS rankings, we are in gold category. And as you can see, we are in diamond category in both teaching learning and in placement of students. If I go to the next slide, it is ranked third in Rajasthan. Our UEM Jaipur is ranked third in Rajasthan by Institution Innovation Council, which is IIC, Ministry of HRD, Government of India. And this third, we are above some good universities, some reputed universities of entire Rajasthan, if you consider. And we are in third position, and this IIC is by Ministry of HRD, which is a matter of pride for all of us. We are 4 times consecutive champions of Rajasthan by the NPTEL exams by Ministry of HRD, Government of India. So it's a competition, it's an exam sort of competition conducted among all engineering students or maybe even management students and other students in the country. And here also for the 4 consecutive times, we are the champions. We are located in Gurukul. We are called Gurukul, located in Sikar Road, near Udaipuria More, as we say, in Jaipur, Rajasthan. You can see the phone numbers and our email IDs to contact us. This is our website, www.uem.edu.in. You can click on UEM Jaipur to get inside UEM Jaipur in this website. So those who have not seen the university or have not visited the university till date needs to know a little bit about the campus. So this is the campus, the look of the campus initially. Once you get inside, you get to see this building. And in front of this building, as you can see, there is full of greenery. In fact, there are 1,000 trees all across the UEM Jaipur campus. So as you can understand, it's greenery. And as we always say that once you enter this campus, you feel like you have entered an ashram. But then again, an ashram, yes, it is an ashram culture, but uh, within this ashram, you are going to find the students using the modern technologies, using a Wi-Fi to serve the laptop all over, using the most modern up-to-date equipments, using the 3D printer in the innovation lab, dealing with high-end robotics, building robots, building products for the industries. However, as I continue a little bit with the campus, this you can see is the road which will take you towards the campus, towards inside the campus. And this is the road which you travel through to get inside the campus. You travel through this sideways view of the building. And traveling through the road, you reach this hostel block. At the moment, there are no students, as you can understand. But these are the hostels, and around 6 such blocks are there. If I go through the different buildings, this is the block rather. 6 such hostel blocks for the boys. There is one such big hostel block for the girls. This is the girls hostel block. And as you can see, this girls hostel block, in front of it is this road. And just in front of this road, there is a garden, there is a park where you can actually enjoy. There are playgrounds over there. If needed, you can play, if wanted, you can play badminton, you can play tennis, and different sports like that you can play. At the moment, you don't see students because of the simple reason that students are not present at the moment because of the pandemic. It's online learning going on at the moment. But then again, when students are there, this campus really looks more beautiful. This is an old picture though. As you travel through the campus, through the hostel blocks, you can see few students because this is an old picture. And this is somewhat view from the, what should I say, a bird's, to some extent a bird's eye view. I get inside a hostel room, and as I want to show you the hostel room, because as you can see, every student will have his or her own personal window. and if he sits on the bed and either uses the chair or the bed to sit on the table and study, he gets a view outside. There is a window, personal dedicated window. This will give a better feel of the room that one student is getting. As you can see that this student is studying, sitting on a chair, on a table, using a table. You can see he has got a window, personal window. You can see some stick notes. He has put up the notes in his own personal almeida. He has decorated the room in his own at his will. This is somewhat behind the hostel block. This is one of the laboratories, and you can see in this laboratory is full of computers, full of several other equipments. This is a view of the library. Let me tell you that our library is 24 hours across 365 days. So 24 hours into 365 days, our library is open, and students at any point of time can go to the library and use the library services. Even if it is night, you will find some student or the other using the library, studying something or the other. So that's the beauty of UM Jaipur campus. If you stay here whole night, you get to see the library is open, students are studying. You go inside a laboratory, you will find that the students are studying. This is one of the laboratories though. This is a laboratory also. This is a library. Again, it's an old picture. You can see a few students, but then again, now also students who are outside or maybe also staying within the campus, stuck in the university, even during the pandemic, or staying back during the pandemic, they can come to the library and they can study. It's 24 hours across 365 days, as I have told. This is again one of the laboratories full of computers. As you can see, again, full of computers in all the laboratories. This is a view of one of the canteens. Let me tell you that there are several canteens within UEM Jaipur. There is a canteen which is dedicated for, what should I say, veg. There is a canteen for the non-veg category, those students who want to have non-veg, those students who want to have veg, they have got a dedicated canteen. Girls' mess is different, boys' mess is different. Even somebody wants Chinese food can get it from one of the canteens. So there are several night canteens there. Somebody wants to get some food during night while he or she is studying, can get the food from a night canteen. So there are around 5 canteens throughout the campus, and different choices of food are present. You can see some more views of the canteens. Some more views of the canteens. As I continue, you can see now this is a playground. See, UEM Jaipur campus is a 32 acres campus. And as you can see, there are students who are always engaged. Many students are there who are engaged in playing. If they want to play, they can play. They can play football, they can play kabaddi, they can play basketball, they can play volleyball. All sort of playing facilities are there within the campus. And it is obvious because the campus is a huge one. So cricket, even if a student wants to play, you can see all sort of pictures of students playing if they want to. As I said, cricket is also an option. So playgrounds are there. The bus services are very prominent because, as I say, that UEM Jaipur always encourages students to go to different competitions. And if there are competitions held all around the city in different universities, other universities, then we give the bus services, or we provide the bus services to the students to go to these different places and participate in different competitions. In fact, we use these buses to sometimes travel to Delhi and make the students sit in the different placements if needed. However, Delhi being 3.5 hours from Jaipur, from our university rather, almost every day some placement or the other is happening within the campus. A company comes down from Delhi, and every day you will find some campus or the other going on. And as a result, we can always proudly say that UEM Jaipur placement continues at UEM Jaipur till the last willing student is placed. Bus services continued. See, many guardians will be interested to know that what medical facilities are there in the campus. If a student needs any, you can see it's a dedicated hospital within the campus, consisting of all features, consisting of normal general beds to ICUs. All sort of facilities of hospital are present. You can see the beds. The previous slide, this one showed you even a part of the ICU. I am going to show you a 3D view of the campus so that you get a better, what should I say, a better view of the entire campus if you have not visited. Though let me tell you that this is a 3D view, not the actual view. You can see this is the view of the campus. You can see a gate. This red colored portion on top of the gate is not constructed though, but the rest of the campus is exactly this sort of a feeling you get as you travel through the campus. This building that you see is the main academic building, the first building. You can see academic block 2, you can see a canteen. As you go to the back side, the boys hostel, you can see this is the playground, football ground, if needed, cricket ground. As you can see, the whole view of the campus is somewhat like this. There is another gate you can see. This is a faculty staff building quarter. This is another feature. The faculty and the students stay within the campus together. So you can understand that easily a student can always knock in the faculty quarter. Students can easily knock in the faculty quarter and get help from the faculty if needed. Say a student is studying something and suddenly he gets stuck somewhere, he can always go to a faculty member and ask for help, because faculties and students are staying together in different buildings though, but together within the campus. So the relation between faculty and student is also very, very important. You can see the affiliations and recognition slide. Here you can see UEM Jaipur is definitely under UGC. It is a member of Association of Indian Universities. It is a member of Association of Commonwealth Universities, UK. The engineering and management courses are under AICTE, as you can see, and the BPT course, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, for that we have got this membership of Indian Association of Physiotherapists. So all sort of recognitions are there, definitely. And as you can see, our students are working everywhere, all around the globe. If you travel today, you will find the students, some student or the other of UEM Jaipur working in some good position or the other. So definitely there is no lack of recognitions or affiliations. And as I was talking about placement, you can see the highest salary offer. While we say that the whole world, yes, is suffering from the pandemic, there are job losses, there are dearth of jobs, many people are saying, but in UEM Jaipur, each and every student has got at least one job offer, and most of the students have got 2 job offers. There is a student who has got 9 job offers. I will come to it, but prior to that, you can see the highest salary that was given, that was offered to a UEM Jaipur student, was 72 lakhs per annum from Giga Data Center, Atlanta, USA. We have used this pandemic to this during this time of pandemic, rather I would say, that to bring in international placements, because as you can understand, placements are happening online. So for a company who is in America, for that company to do a placement at America or at India or in India is the same, because it is online. So we have used that opportunity to bring in more international placements. And as you can see that this is the highest job offer. And as I was talking about, you see 9 job offers acquired by a student called Ankit. His name is Ankit. He got 9 job offers, one single student. One of them was TCS, but he got 8 other job offers. He is working in a company based in America now. Here is Ashish, who got 5 job offers. You can see many students who got 4 job offers. These are the students with 4 job offers. These are the students 3 job offers, 2 job offers, you can see. And as you can see, in 2020, we achieved we achieved a percentage of 123% placement. Now, what is 123% placement? What does that mean? It means the number of job offers, if you divide by the number of students, it is 1.23 times. That is, if there are 100 students, 123 job offers were there, because many students got multiple job offers. As you can see, 7 job offers, 6 job offers, 5 job offers. So you can see this. Now, what are your advantage if you are a student of UEM Jaipur? I should go through that. So for that, let me first use a pointer to mark if possible. Anyway, this is just a minute. I will take a pointer to highlight. I take a pen. Yes. So see, this is, I was talking about CBCS syllabus. What is CBCS syllabus? What does that mean? It means, suppose you are a student and you say that my interest is computer vision and image processing. So I'm not interested with a lot of say other topics of maybe mechanical engineering that you are forcing me to study, or other form of or other courses like lot of mathematics I don't need. I'm only interested in image processing. I'm interested in computer vision. You can choose your topics from a basket of courses. And UVM Jaipur is one out of very few universities in this country who is giving this feature of CBCS syllabus. And what does this CBCS syllabus do? As I have written, it allows a student to choose his own career. So suppose you say, I'm going to be a blockchain engineer. So right from your first year, you choose the courses which is pertaining to blockchain and prepare accordingly so that you become a blockchain engineer. I've told this statement earlier also, but no harm in repeating that placement at UVM Jaipur continues till the last willing student is placed, which means till the last willing student, if you are willing to get a placement, until and unless you are placed, placement at UVM Jaipur will continue. There are some other features like government job preparation. It is incorporated as a paper in the syllabus for all semesters. Like suppose you have got into engineering, you have got 8 semesters. If you have got into BCA, you have got 6 semesters. If you have got into BBA, you have got 6 semesters. If you have got into MBA, you have got 4 semesters. But this government job oriented study is incorporated as a paper, as one of the topics or one of the courses that you learn in the syllabus in all semesters. What does that ensure? That ensure that all students from our UM Jaipur gets placement from the campus and are also prepared for government jobs. If you want to get a government job, if that is your target, you don't need to take a separate preparation. It is there within our syllabus. Emerging topics like artificial intelligence you have heard of, machine learning you have heard of, data sciences you have heard of, internet of things, cloud computing, advanced statistics, all these are incorporated within the syllabus. So the students, when they are passing out, they are ready to deliver to the industry, serve the industry right from the first day. Now this is one of the reasons why UVM Jaipur students get recruited easily, that industry knows that if I take this student, then I will not have to train this student for maybe 6 months or 1 year. This student is already prepared. This student is ready to deliver products for our industry. And definitely you understand the advantages of staying in a hostel. You can always do peer comparisons. Peers and mentors are there with you. I must mention that in UVM Jaipur, every student is under one mentor or the other, and every teacher is given 20 mentees, and a mentee student can come to his or her mentor teacher and tell his problems, be it a problem with his or her academics, be it a problem with his or her hostel room, be it a problem with his or her maybe food. Whatever is the problem, he can discuss with the mentors, and the mentors are going to help them. But yes, staying in a hostel facilitates that. If you want to stay in a hostel, even if you want to come from outside, teachers are always there, mentors are always there to help the mentees out. But if you are staying in the hostel, you can do peer comparison. Teachers and students, as I said, stay in the consecutive blocks. Students are always near to the eyes of the teachers. Students can knock a teacher's door on any requirement whatsoever. Laboratories are occupied, students work there even in midnight. Library is 24 hours. Some student or the other is staying in the library and study at all times. So these are the features. definitely of UM Jaipur. About the campus, guardians might be worried about many things like money. So bank ATM is available inside the campus. As I said, hospital facilities are available in the university campus for any medical emergency. Hygiene aspects are all taken care by a dedicated team. In fact, a team of teachers always visit the hostel and get to understand from the students, check their progress of study and all these factors. Transportation facilities, as I said, are available for students from university side. And if you are wanting to stay at your home and study, you're staying near the campus, want to stay at home and study, for that transportation facilities are available on a very, very nominal charges. 24/7 high speed internet, 1000 Mbps internet speed is present. So high speed internet facility is available, and anti-ragging and several disciplinary communities are there to take care of a disciplined and a good environment in the university. Okay, so about the campus, if I continue, as I said, 32-acre campus, cricket, football, volleyball, badminton, kabaddi, all sort of facilities are there, outdoor games and even indoor games, carom, table tennis, if you want to play. Gym facilities there for both boys and girls. This I had said, 32 acres is the sports, this is the gym for both boys and girls. Dedicated yoga room, 2 academic buildings, 3 boys and 1 girls hostel, 5 canteens and 2 common mess to deliver best quality food, and high secured campus and CCTV surveillance system, which means you are always secure, you're protected, you are safe within the campus. And as you can understand, if you would like to stay in a hostel, that's the best thing, because in the pandemic, if you are staying at your home and offline classes start, then traveling by bus or traveling by some other means to the campus might be risky. And then you are coming in contact with people who are coming from different places. But when you are staying within the hostel, everybody is staying within the hostel. Teachers, mostly teachers, most of the teachers, students are all staying in the hostel, most of the students. So you don't really come in contact with external people, or the contact is lesser, I should say. UM Jaipur received the QS award under gold category. As I said, QS award is the most prestigious award in the world that can exist on globe. It is one of the 2 institutes in Rajasthan to be awarded so, and it is in diamond category as far as placement is considered, as I have written diamond category in placements. You can click a picture very quickly, and this is the link. You can click over here and see that UEM Jaipur is one out of the 12 institutes, top 12 institutes in the country. UEM Jaipur is one of them, who have been certified by QS, the most prestigious award on globe again, as an e-lead institution. Where an e-lead institution means even if the online education is going on, we are one of the top 12 institutes in the country to deliver high quality online education. Institution Innovation Council is ranked 3rd by MHRD Government of India. Again, you can see over here, UM Jaipur is placed in the 3rd position. This is the NPTEL award. I have said that for 4 consecutive sessions, we are champions of NPTEL, which is conducted by MHRD Government of India in association with 7 IITs and IISc Bangalore, and UM Jaipur is 4 times champion. I am going to show you some industry standard laboratories and project works at UM Jaipur. And we are working in augmented reality and virtual reality. We are working in robotics, delivering humanoid robot, spider robot. We are there into 3D printing. 3D printing means any object you can print, not on a piece of paper. You want to print any object, any 3D object, you can print it. Say, suppose this mobile phone, you want to print, you can print this mobile phone. This is 3D printing. We have got a high power electrical transmission laboratory. So this I'm going to show you. Augmented reality and virtual reality, what it is. So let me click over here. So see, what does it mean? It means that augmented reality means that Suppose here we have held the camera. We are holding the camera. You can see UVM Jaipur campus, a field, the hostel block. See, suddenly within over here, a palace gets appended. You're wearing a glass. The mobile phone is a part of your glass or the spectacle that you are wearing. And as if you are entering the palace, this palace is not really present. It has got augmented into the real world. You see, this palace is not really existent, but this virtual palace suddenly got augmented within you, in front of your eyes. This has appeared, and because of wearing that spectacle, this has been developed by our students. You travel within that augmented reality, a reality within the reality. Some virtual world has been augmented. You travel out of that augmented world, you are back to your normal world. So this is what we say augmented reality. So as I've said, travel from here to here. Why? From augmented reality, you have traveled to the virtual reality, a virtual world where this palace, you are within the palace. And from that here, that augmented palace, the palace that got augmented, from there you traveled within the virtual world and you came back to reality. This is a humanoid robot. See, such things are developed in the industry, but our UVM Jaipur students are developing this and working in association with the industry to develop such products. So I will just show you the product first so that then I come back and explain a little bit. See, this is a humanoid robot. Such things are developed in industry, but our students have developed that. See the robot picking up a thing like a human being, gives that thing back. If needed, can kick on that. All sort of things that a human being do, dancing poses. So see, such things are developed by the industry, but here our students have developed it. See, our students, when they go to the industry, they are prepared to develop products for the industry, which industry actually teaches them. So before industry needs to teach them for a year or so, our students already develop. See, this is a spider robot. Our students have developed this. As I told you, that industry doesn't need to teach our students because our students are developing it in the innovation lab. This is the feature of UVM Jaipur, and our students are getting funded from the industry to develop such things. See, this is a prosthetic robotic hand. You see this? What happens is here we know, you know that we have got BPT, Bachelor of Physiotherapy. Also, we have got BTech. So engineering and medical students can tie up together and develop such products. Somebody who doesn't have a hand can wear this hand. Say suppose he doesn't have a hand, but from his muscle movement, this hand can make all the poses that a human being does. So a human being can wear this hand and do the job of a normal hand, a prosthetic hand as we call it. You can understand that big industries sell these products with huge money, which our students are developing, and as a result our students are ready for the industry and gets easily recruited by the industry. As a result, we are sure that till our last student is placed, we keep on continuing with our placement. These cars that you see in the mechanical lab are developed by our students. See, big industries develop cars, but here our students have developed these cars and have run these cars on road. This is an all-terrain vehicle. This is a racing car our students have developed. I am going to show you one video again where a diesel or a petrol car has been converted to an electric car by our students. So say suppose you have got a diesel car or a petrol car. If you bring that to our students of UVM Jaipur, they will convert that car to a electric car. And see this. I'm going to show you this video very quickly. As I said, that the process of conversion of diesel or petrol car to electric car has been achieved by UVM Jaipur students and teachers. See, this is the front portion of the car where we have opened the car, and there we have fitted this battery, high powered battery. So now it is running, or the motor, sorry, motor and the battery. So as a result, now it is running on electricity. It's a battery car now. It's an electric car now. So that is where the world is looking forward. World is wanting to move to electric car. See, it is the electric car. It will run on electricity now. The world is trying to move to that region where we don't use petrol, diesel, we run on electricity, but you have got a car at your home. What will you do? You bring that diesel or petrol car will be converted to electricity car by our students. This our students have developed, and they are selling it to industry. That much industry ready they are. And this car they have also run on the roads. I'm going to show you if we make it a little bit faster now. It is within the lab that the car is running now after conversion. If I continue, you will see it has been run also on the campus and on the road also. See here it is running on roads. So an on-road car has been made ready by our students and teachers of UIM Jaipur. So if I continue, this is the high power transmission lab that I was talking about. Very few institutes in India have got this. You can see this. This is an industry thing. In industry, if you go to a high power transmission place, here only you get such things. So it's basically an electric substation that is there within the campus. So the students are ready, hands-on ready for doing any high electric work at any point of time. And maybe UIM Jaipur is the only university in North India to have this sort of a laboratory or a workstation. Our students have also developed a ventilator. So this video is present in our channel, UIM Jaipur official channel. Let's not waste time. We are already running out of time. As I was saying that industry projects are being developed by the students of UIM Jaipur. Let me show you very quickly the industry projects. See, this is a hydraulic operated welding fixture. You can see it is industry. Our students have worked in the industry hand to hand and have made this thing automated. It was a manual system which has been automated by our student for an industry. A PLC based automatic welding machine. Welding is done manually. Here see, this welding is being done automatic. That manual thing has been converted to automation by our students. That much ready they are for the industry. When they go to the industry, they have done such works many a times before when they were students. This is a PLC based automated gas cutting gantry. You can see these are all industry or factory pictures, and you see our students working there. Industry names are also written over here. You can see this. So these are the things I wanted to show, and these are some of the certificates that our students have got from industry after developing the products. And you can see these are the completion certificates. Very quick glimpse of the courses that we have. Definitely we have got CSE, everything. You can see BTech, and on the left side, as you can see, computer science and engineering. Let me again try to take the pen if possible. I can mark. Yes. So we have got BTech, computer science and engineering, definitely. But within that, we have got several specializations. If you want a specialization like cloud, you can say, no, I don't want specialization. I want to do BTech CSE. You can do. But if you say, okay, I want to do BTech CSE, but with a specialization on cloud computing, yes, you can do. You say, I want BTech CSE, but the specialization I want is cyber forensic and internet security. Tech, you can take BTech CSE. Also, you can take this specialization. You want BTech CSE, you want artificial intelligence as a specialization. Go ahead, take artificial intelligence and machine learning together. Take only artificial intelligence. It is up to you. You can choose blockchain technology. You can go ahead with data science and artificial intelligence, as I'm marking over here. You can go ahead with electrical engineering, only electrical engineering without any specialization. You can also go ahead with electrical engineering with a specialization in renewable energy sources. You know, the world is moving on renewable energy, so you can take that as a specialization. You want mechanical engineering, go ahead for mechanical engineering. But then again, you can go ahead with a specialization of machine design. You go for mechanical engineering with specialization in machine design. Similarly, you can go ahead in mechanical engineering with a specialization in automobile engineering. You can go ahead with that specialization in automobile engineering. You can go ahead with only BTech EC, electronics and communication engineering. You can go ahead with BTech civil engineering. But then again, in civil engineering, if you want a specialization, you can go for sustainable construction engineering. Possible. You can go ahead with sustainable construction engineering. In BCA and MCA also, there are several specializations. You can go for BCA and MCA, but even BCA and MCA is possible with specialization. And how is it possible? We have got a CBCS syllabus. So you can choose your courses and mold your specialization accordingly. We have got MBA, but then again, we have got BBA also. So BBA, MBA is there. You can integrate the BBA and MBA course. It's an integrated 4-year program. You know, BBA is 3 years. BBA is a 3 years course. MBA is a 2 years course. So if you do BBA, then followed by MBA, you are going to take 5 years together. But then again, you can choose the integrated BBA plus MBA course, and completing that course after saving a year, complete that course within 4 years. As you can see, BBA plus MBA integrated. BPT is a special course. You can go for BPT. If you are already a Bachelor of Physiotherapy having 4.5 years degree, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, you can go for MPT also, Master of Physiotherapy. But BPT is a 4.5 years course, and as you know, physiotherapy's demand is much more than the supply. So I wanted to tell you about these features of UVM Jaipur. Thank you. And for any questions that you have, you can always call me and you can write to me. My phone number, I'm very quickly going to write over here. It's 90511, very quickly writing it, 51057, 51057. So this is my phone number. You can WhatsApp me. I'm always ready to answer your questions. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you.